We try to understand the messages today, and I would like to point out in very clear terms what is going on. In the first reading, it was so declared that even when God had chosen a certain race, a certain group of people, He handpicked, literally, pinili. Okay? And that is why they're called the chosen people. He made it clear in the first reading that it will not be limited to this people alone. Long before, even after they were called, God said, okay, not just you, but anyone who opens his heart to me, anyone who follows me, anyone who believes in me. So therefore, this faith is never exclusive. And when you say exclusive, we will try to make this bigger when we reach the gospel. But when you say exclusive, at least in the very first understanding, exclusive means I wish to push or to block people from getting inside. That is the very first meaning of the word exclusive. We block by certain criteria some people so as not to enter where we are. And that's exclusive. So from this, we jump to the gospel. Jesus is a good man. In fact, He is the one responsible in seeing to it that people will understand the meaning of the kingdom of His Father, the love of His Father. And in His life, in His words and actions, He concretely showed them. And then suddenly this happens. When Jesus was very busy moving from one community to the next, people started seeing Him, but they never really understood Him. But they saw what He did. And so when He started giving exactly a lot of miracles, of course, not just the chosen people experienced them. The good things Jesus did, they were equally known by people who do not belong to the group. For example, when someone miraculously gets to see again, do you really think it will be contained only in the exclusive group? It will be known by everyone whether you are a Jew or not. And that's the reason why one Canaanite woman, she has a problem. Her daughter was apparently possessed by an evil spirit. Now, we need to understand that at that time, when a person is sick and the sickness recurs over and over and over again, or it lasts a long time, they start thinking that a demon has possessed the person. No wonder the sickness will never go away. And then hearing that Jesus is this great man, she felt something inside her that despite her assumptions, despite her biases against the Jewish people, her heart was open and she said, I think this is the only man who can truly help me. And then she started figuring out exactly where the next destination of Jesus will be. She was there. But Jesus was with a group of people, and they were Jewish people. And what happened? Probably in a very soft-toned voice, she said, Jesus, my daughter is sick. Please help me. She's possessed by a demon. Now this Jesus who is good had to picture out the real feelings of the Jewish people, their real thinking, their culture, the way they handle things. And these Jewish people, because they feel that they are so above others, they are the chosen ones, the rest of mankind are just dogs, pigs, foreigners. And that is negative. And so Jesus had to make them see where they are. He mirrored to them. And that is why confronted with people who do not belong to your group, they do not talk to you. They will act as if like you never exist. So Jesus did not answer the woman. He mirrored, ipinakita sa kanila. Look at the reaction of his companions. Jesus, ang ingay-ingay naman ito. Ano, palisin mo na yan. That's the attitude when we are very exclusive. Anyone who doesn't belong there, tapos biglang nag-share ng kanyang mga thoughts, umalis ka dyan. Ang ingay-ingay mo. But the woman hearing this, she was unfazed. Talagang tunay ang pangangailangan eh. No one can do it for me and for my daughter. Siya na lang talaga. And so she stood her ground. Please po, maawa po kayo sa akin. Maawa po kayo, maawa po kayo. Look at the second answer of Jesus. I am here to go to the chosen ones, to the children, not the foreigners. Diba? So ibig sabihin, this is equally the thought of the Jewish people, that God, because they are the chosen people, anything God wants, it's only for the chosen people. Walang pakialam ang Diyos sa iba. That is in their heart. That is in their thoughts. That is in their entire life. And then, what happened? Jesus said, why will I give the food for the children to the dogs? Ang lahat ng biyaya ay para lang sa mga anak ng Diyos. And look at the answer of the woman. Sir, isn't it that even dogs can eat of the scraps, the crumbs that fall from the table of the children, and we can still partake even down under? And then Jesus finally had to show who he is. He says, woman, how great is your faith? How great is your faith? Now look at this. In the first reading, it says there, even when a race was chosen, it is open to anyone who opens his heart to put his faith on Jesus. Anyone who believes will become part of it. And it was ironic that they who have been chosen don't have the heart that is open for Jesus. But those who are far from the group, they seem to be more open to Jesus. And that is why Jesus could only say, wow, how great is your faith. Your daughter is cured. And from that very hour, her daughter got cured. This is the picture. Ang ganda-ganda ng mensahe kasi sa buhay pala natin, madalas kung ano tayo, many a time we do not know where we are. We have been living our lives like this. We become blind. We become insensitive. We become unconscious. And then we think we are okay. We think we are right. But we are not. And that is why Jesus, in his own loving ways, he will look for ways to mirror where we are. And sometimes other people can help us see this. Sometimes our companions, sometimes our enemies, sometimes the people we think are far from us, they may be used to picture us exactly where we are. And what's the point here? When we see now the mirror, hala, ganito pala ako. Oh no! OMG! What should be the right reaction? It is to open one's heart to this. And now we jump into the second reading where Paul says, I am an apostle to the Gentile world. So Gentiles, foreigners, dirty people, crazy people, pigs, dogs. An apostle is someone who belongs to a community chosen by God, oriented into a kind of life, and then ask, go. Your mission is bring my words to others. Bring them back to me. Jesus is the only one who can justify us and save us. And the Jewish people, when they say, we are the chosen one, Paul says, correct. You are not wrong in that. Yes, you are the chosen. And if they start saying, we follow, the laws brought to us by Moses, every one of the law, correct. There's nothing wrong with that, and they're doing the right thing. But apparently Paul said, the only lacking is to accept Jesus. Yun lang talaga ang kulang. Yung buksan ang puso at tanggapin ng kusa si Jesus. That is what's lacking. And that is why, going back to the gospel, this gospel of Matthew is the gospel for the Jewish people. We are now allowed to see where they are. We get to see the invitation to move out from where they are. And that is why we add, when we say exclusive, our idea is we do not only block people from getting in. Exclusive also means that finding people inside, anyone whom we do not like, we extract them out. Umalis ka dyan. We extricate people. Move out. And then once out, we stop them from getting back. We ostracize people. That's the point. Exclusive heart is not the heart of Jesus. An exclusive heart is not the heart of the church. An exclusive heart can never go on. And then finally, let's concretize this. How are we like these Jewish people, at least the picture of them? Have you heard of these statements? Kawawa naman sila. Why? In that community, 5 of the houses got razed by fire. There was a conflagration that happened early in the morning, and all 5 big houses, they were all eaten by the fire. And then what? My house is actually next to that group of houses, but my house was not burned. I'm so blessed. Isn't it that is what we say immediately? I'm so blessed. Bakit? Sila bang nasunugan, hindi sila blessed? Just because they experience that, are they not blessed? The way we understand blessed is, ang swerte ko, mahal ako ng Diyos. Nothing will happen to me. Sila, hindi. Ganun ba? Then that's an exclusive heart. It's a blessing because, it's sad. No one is happy when a house is burned unless there's a very big insurance. Diba? And he wishes that the house should be burned to get the insurance. Generally, people are sad. People become crazy. But it becomes a blessing because we are put in a situation where we know it is only in God that we can trust. It is only in God that we can find consolation. Now the message of this Sunday is clear. Question is, have we done our part that having opened our hearts, we cause other people to come back? Anong sabi ng responsorial psalm? God, let all the nations come back and praise you. So we are now that. Have we opened our hearts to let others come back